All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle of this great millstone, and salutes and honors to you brothers out there, preachers, word, saying the truth. All right, real quick, I got this article here. It says Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan invited Iran to join newly established Mecca Defense Pact. All right, and these nations, what they have in common is their religion, you know. And this is the scenario, you know, to go against small hats. All right, in Israel. All right, so the Lord's creating, you know, these nations with unlikely, the same religion to go against, the small hats, because they say they Jews, you know, but the Lord's creating, you know, these nations to go against the small hats, and eventually, you know, America and Russia gonna join in, you know, with Iran. All right. So you see the Lord creating these sides to go against each other. It said, according to report, the Jerusalem Post, Iran has been invited to join a newly formed mutual defense pact established by Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan, according to claims circulating from a senior Iranian official. The invitations further reported at Al Mahidin on Saturday has not been officially confirmed by Iran's foreign minister or by any three founding members of the alliance. The Mecca Agreement is for mutual defense was signed on August 7th in Saudi Holy City by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. And as you can see, man, this is getting very, very serious. All right, and it's definitely gonna affect you, you Babylonians over here in America, man. All right, because eventually the American Edomite, you know, they're gonna, out of D.C., they're gonna make a draft. All right, because the way the military numbers looking right now, it's not looking so good, man. So they need to draft, what's the numbers, 18 to 26? All right, so that's a lot of young men going over to fight this war, man. And they ain't gonna be ready, you know. So yeah, it's getting very interesting, how the Lord is bringing this World War III together. All right, basically get the point, man. It's not gonna be a long video. Let me just grab a scripture and close out. This is Joel. Actually, I'm gonna start at start at 1. It said, "For behold, in those days and that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the Israelites. All right, you represent Jerusalem and Judah. All right, the Judah so-called Negroes represents the Southern Kingdom. Okay, because you got the Haitians and so-called Haitians and Jamaicans, Levi, Benjamin, and Jerusalem, represents the Northern Kingdom, but so North and Southern Kingdom. All right, we are Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And when it says bring again the captivity, the Lord is taking away our captivity. All right. Gradually taking away our captivity. All right. And how the Lord is doing that, he said, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And that's going to be in the Middle East. All right. The Persian Gulf. All right. So there's going to be millions of troops over there, man. And as you can see it, sides, you're going to have America and small hats on one side. You're going to have Iran, Russia, Turkey. All right. Libya, Ethiopia. And that says in Ezekiel 38. All right. And will plead with them for their plead with them means judge with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land. So the Lord's making these nations fight against each other. Okay, because when you go to Psalms 83, these nations had a hand in our slavery. All right. You saw Edom being the top. You got Moab in there, so-called Chinese. Esau being a so-called white man. All right. You got Ishmael. All right. So these nations, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan, Iran, they all had a hand, all right, in our captivity, cutting us off from being a nation. All right. So the Lord's making these nations fight against each other. That's pretty much what's going on. All right. So they can kill off each other. Whom they have scattered among the nations are part of my land. They have cast lots for my people, and have given the boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yep. Transatlantic slave trade, man. Also, Esau, raped, robbed, and murdered the so-called Native Americans and so-called Latinos, which are Israelites over here in North Central South America. All right. They did those things, man. Let's see, let me jump down. Verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, which are the other nations. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks and the spears. All right, so those plowshares and pruning hooks are, used for agriculture, farming, husbandry to bring life, to bring life, plants, crops, farms, but take those same instruments in your mindset and say, no, we're going to use this to build missiles. We're going to use the funding from farming and whatnot, to build missiles and guns and, military aircraft and all that, weapons of war. That's what swords and spears are. Said, let the weak say I'm strong. And through pacts, a signing of allegiance between countries, and that's what the article is all about. Assemble yourselves and come and all the heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause the mighty ones to come down on Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is in the Persian Gulf. Most High's judgment, Yahweh's judgment. But the Lord will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, and the fast overflow, for their wickedness is great. Yeah, these nations, their wickedness is very, very great. So the Lord got to make them fight against each other. All right, so they can kill off each other. All right. And Yahweh Shai, he's going to come in the midst of this World War III. And the Lord's going to finish it off. All right. And that's 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. Okay. So that's pretty much all I got. Shalom.